Hey, Mike and Caleb, thanks for helping me out here, sending this stuff in and figuring out the software from your end. I'm going to talk to the folks tomorrow and figure out why you have to go into Locker and send it. But anyway, let's take a quick look at Caleb's delivery here. Play it in regular speed. So overall, especially at his age, it looks really, really solid. I just saw a couple little things that I might suggest to change. Let me, or not change, but to work on. Now, most major leaguers from first movement forward, which we can probably define right in here, to foot strike are 0.95 seconds to 105 seconds, so roughly about a second. So you can see up here your 1.48, and then foot strike is, or foot plant rather, weight's on it right about there, 2.7. So our tempo could probably speed up a little bit using the legs a little bit more effectively. So you can see we get that leg kick and we're not moving very much, and then we come down, we're still not moving a lot, and then right through here is when we start getting a little bit of thrust and velocity with the lower half. Let me bring in a sample. I'll show you one of our, give me a second here. Show you Marks, one of the better pitchers in the state. You can see as he's lifting, getting a little bit of thrust with the hip right there. That back leg should always be moving. So let's go back to Caleb. The next point is, and this all looks really good. Let me get back to singles. This looks great. I love the spine angle here. That's really going to help with your what we call stacking, as your shoulders square up, chest and eyes are going to the target. All right, so next is our equal and opposite. So you're taking the ball back, and your elbows should be a mirror image of each other. And you can see, it's hard to see at this angle, but right in here, until where the body and the ball starts to go forward as we're throwing it, is where our equal and opposite. So right in here, you can see the throwing arm is kind of building. Now it's doing something different. So your equal and opposite elbows, which is essentially your timing mechanism, is right about there. It's neither good nor bad. It's who you are. Genetically, your body was designed to throw like this, and we don't want to mess with that. Actually, it's very good traditional arm action. That should happen when that front foot is planted. You can see from this point, and watch the numbers up here, from this point to foot plant, right about there, we're getting weight on that front side right about there. You can see this front shoulder and everything has started to rotate way too early. And we've lost a few seconds there. So I think that momentum we start with in the beginning will pick up on the end, meaning the timing. So essentially, we'd like you to be in that position when your front foot's down. You can see the front shoulder starting to peel out too early. And what that does is, where a lot of power comes from, and the same with hitting, as you know, Mike, is the separation between the hips and the shoulders. You can see that, like we call it torque. You can see the shirt's buckled. You can see he's got some separation there. So it's there, especially at his age. That's fantastic, Caleb, at your age to be able to do that. Most kids can't. And imagine a lot of it's with training with your dad on hitting, because it really translates into pitching too, and vice versa. You can see that the hips and the shoulders are spinning together here, so we're not taking advantage of that torque. So we need to really get that momentum going a little bit earlier here. We'll work on landing right in here, and I'll later on we can show you some drills on how to do that. And you mentioned a little bit of tilt of the head, Mike. That's primarily because that timing is off. So the head really isn't the fix. The timing, in my mind, is the fix. Something you're doing really well here, external rotation of your arm, which tells me that you've got great flexibility in that shoulder. Always work on keeping that. Over time, if you start getting tighter as you get older and coaches want you to lift like a football player, you might start seeing that with your arm. Not good. So always keep that flexibility. The downside of the flexibility, especially at this age in the shoulder, is guys usually don't have the strength to support that flexibility. That's where a lot of arm issues can come from. So Mike, when we were talking the other day about getting them strong, that's what I would spend a lot of time, keeping that flexibility, getting it strong. Then you can throw more pitches and handle the workload better and recover faster. Our fifth principle is that glove side. You're doing a great job sticking the glove. As at release point, that glove better be stuck and not moving and out in front of you, and you're doing a super job right there. That looks fantastic. So that's that view. Let's take a look at this view a little bit. Again, I say let's get this hip going to the target a little bit earlier in the delivery. Might feel like you're rushing. A lot of people don't like to rush, but remember that tempo thing. About a second is what it should take. And that way we're generating a little more energy too. Now what's happening here is because our timing's off, Caleb's wanting to throw and let it rip. You see the posture and the spine angles. Hard to see from this angle, but you can get a flavor for it. You can see that spine angle has changed at the very last moment. So essentially we're leaking energy, and we're not using that energy efficiently. As well as, again, it got some torque here. You can see the hips are open a little bit, and the shoulders are closed. But watch how they spin together as one piece. So we can use that torque. Even at your age, we can use it a lot more effective. Great job on the glove side. Good job on the follow through. So that's real quick what I see on the pitching side. Let's take a quick